OpenShift Bare Metal as a service is a new kid in town and honestly a bit of the hidden secret. Why should you care? Well, look at this. Here's a Slurm High-Performance Computing cluster instantly executing a job across 3 physical Bare Metal Dell servers. The Bare Metal nodes were orchestrated with OpenShift Metal Cube or Metal3. The controllers are hosted on OpenShift virtualization, and the entire hybrid environment was built, provisioned, and managed by a single OpenShift, or if you prefer, Kubernetes API. Bare Metal as a service using Metal Cube has just reached general availability in OpenShift 4.22, and I am super excited about it. The Metal3 project has actually been inside OpenShift for a really long time, but until now, it was strictly locked down to deploy OpenShift itself. With 4.22, the training wheels are off. We can now take any supported OS like RHEL or Windows and deploy it directly onto Bare Metal hardware side by side with our virtual machines and containers. At its core, Metal3 runs inside the OpenShift Machine API project. If you're an infrastructure veteran, you might recognize its DNA. It's heavily adapted from OpenStack Ironic, which honestly is probably my favorite OpenStack project. Yes, I have favorite OpenStack project, please don't judge me. To unlock this feature, we have to tell OpenShift to look for Bare Metal hardware outside of its own cluster deployment. We do this by modifying the provisioning API object. The absolute most crucial line to add here is watch all namespaces true. Without this, OpenShift will look only for a Bare Metal host in its internal namespaces, and our custom deployments will just sit there staring at us. Let's walk through the lifecycle of a single Bare Metal node. When you add it to your OpenShift cluster, it starts in registering state and quickly moves to inspection and cleanup, unless you explicitly tell it to skip those steps. From there, the Bare Metal nodes becomes available. At this point, we can take side quests by normalizing the nodes with desired BIOS and firmware settings, or even upgrading the firmware to a compliant state. This operation changes the status of our node to preparing. Alternatively, we can skip normalization entirely and move straight to deployment. Once we're done with the node down the road, we can clean it up and move it back to the available state for another project. Let's look at the real example. We define a Bare Metal host object, give it the iDRAC IP address, the MAC address, and a secret containing the BMC credentials. Notice we're attaching a pre-provisioning network data secret using nmstate. Why nmstate here? Because before the actual OS is installed, the Metal3 inspection RAM disk need to know how to talk to the network. nmstate handles the low-level physical networking like setting up bonds and VLANs, so the server can reach out and download its actual operating system image. There is an alternative though. You could just set up the DHCP server to handle all of this networking automatically. Once we apply this, OpenShift reaches out to the Dell server's iDRAC, powers it on, boots it via virtual media, inspects the hardware, and wipes the disks. I am using Dell servers here, but most x86 servers will work. Instead of using the iDRAC driver, you can rely on the standard Redfish API or even old school IPMI. Just keep in mind that with IPMI, you cannot take advantage of virtual media, so an EPYC setup is required. Once the node is in the available state, it is basically a blank canvas. But before we install Linux, let's take the side quest and normalize the hardware. Using the OpenShift API, we can inject BIOS settings. For this demo, I'm just changing the asset tag to Metal3 demo node. I'm also patching the BIOS firmware version using a direct URL to bring it to the compliant version. OpenShift handles the reboot sequence automatically. It's full hardware lifecycle management right there for you. Okay, our node is normalized and compliant. Let's deploy the OS. For that, we update our Bare Metal host object with the target image we want to provision. and we set online to true. In my case, I pass an OS image URL pointing to the standard Rel 9 image, but you have options here. You could pull an image from an OCI registry instead of a web server, and other operating systems are supported too. Think Windows or different Linux distributions. The network is handled a bit differently during deployment. While you can still use nmstate to apply the OS onto the local disk, once the final OS boots up, it uses Cloud Init to inject its metadata. For that, we attach the user data secret. This injects our SSH keys, sets up the permanent network bonds, and creates our users. There's also a network data object specifically for networking, although in my demo, I decided to combine both user and network configuration into a single user data secret. By the way, there is a lot of base64 encoded text in these YAML files. Don't worry about copying that from the screen. I have linked entire GitHub repository in a video description below, so you can grab that exact code for your own lab. And this brings us right back to our Slurm cluster. Why go through all this effort? Because enterprise workloads are rarely one size fits all. In an HPC environment, we want our Slurm controllers running as a high available virtual machines, but we need our compute nodes running directly on raw bare metal to squeeze out every ounce of CPU performance. With Metal3 or Metal Cube, we deploy the VMs and bare metal using this exact same Kubernetes pipeline. But we can take this a step further. Let's overlay OpenShift with Ansible Automation Platform to achieve a single push button Slurm deployment. I broke this process into 3 playbooks. Playbook 1 deploys the VMs, Playbook 2 deploys a bare metal host. Both of these can run simultaneously. We wait for them to finish, and then Playbook 3 configures the Slurm cluster. It looks easy, and with AAP workflows and surveys, we can make this an absolute powerhouse for a service catalog. But Slurm is just one example. Think about legacy databases like Oracle RAC or heavy AI/ML training rigs that demand direct access to the GPUs without virtualization overhead. You can now orchestrate all of it from OpenShift and single API. I'm really curious to hear how you're handling physical infrastructure right now. Do you have workload that absolutely refuses to run in a VM or container? Drop a comment down below and let's talk about it. Also, I am super invested in Bare Metal as a service use case. I think it's awesome and I want it to succeed. If you're a Red Hat customer and think this is something you could use, hit up your account team and tell them you saw this video. Ask them to get me involved, and if time permits, I'll be more than happy to help. I hope this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching.